Hello everyone. For my second video of the night, I am going to review the Star Wars Ahsoka show. But before I go into it, first I want to appreciate what they did with the show, with the flashbacks, with the characters that we admired, and to those that we didn't admire and we didn't know anything about too much. Shouldn't have been in there in the first place. Plus, the plot for me was just not good. I was disappointed with the show most of the time, except for a few cameos from here and there, from characters that we enjoyed from watching Clone Wars and the animated show back then. But before I go into the main content, after addressing my feelings about it briefly in the intro, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody. Without all of you, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be where I'm at on YouTube. And I really appreciate everyone who supports this channel, who watches it, who likes it, shares my videos, all of it. I really appreciate everything all of you, ladies and gentlemen, do. Without all of you, I won't be here, so thank you. Comment down below, like, share, and if you like what you see and want to sub down below, please do so. My channel is at History of Bucks 2.0. And for the main content, as I promised, for the subplot for this whole show, I was just disappointed. Modern Star Wars to me was just disappointing. Not all of it though, but most of it was disappointing to me. And I'm sure many people agree with when I say this, that certain characters were not needed, some of the plot was just unnecessary, and this is what I feel about it. It's not me judging anybody, so if anyone gets offended, I'm not trying to offend anybody, I'm just being honest about it. They were just saying screw men at this point and make it all female empowerment in this show. That's what I feel about it. Pretty much. And I've seen the first signs of this in Avengers Endgame, but that's a whole different thing. That's the first time I've seen it. But they just overdid it with this show with women empowerment, and if they overdo it with that, then there's a problem. Then the whole plot's all messed up, and the main characters are treated like garbage, and it gets diluted. That's just my thoughts on that. Many may agree, many may disagree, and that's fine. But that's what I don't like about the show, to be honest. And part of the story, it's part of the plot I enjoyed as well, because of the flashback of one character that we all know and love, Anakin Skywalker, that we know him, and Ahsoka Tano pretty much finishing the final lessons, and it showed flashbacks to the Clone Wars in live action, which was a treat to see. And now we see Ahsoka all grown up, and she has one mission in mind. Actually, two things, but the second one doesn't really matter to her that much, in my opinion. But the first one is to find Admiral Thrawn. If you don't know that name, if you know that name, then you've seen the animated show way back when it was short and simple. And this evolves into the second part where she might care, she might not. Ezra Bridger, he's an important character as well to this story, because if you've seen the animated show and you've seen what happened to those two characters, then you'll catch my drift of where this live action show is going. But from what I learned about this show and what I saw about it and what I saw myself, this show was somewhat disappointing to me. It could have been done way better, and Kathleen Kennedy just ruined the entire thing and wanted to put her own agenda into it. So that's just my thoughts on that. And the happy things I mentioned, which were the cameos of Anakin Skywalker, the Clone Wars, and seeing him turning into Darth Vader in real time after that, testing her left and right. That's what I like to see. Nostalgia. But that didn't save the show at all, to be honest. It just didn't. And if I heard correctly about this, they're not making a season 2. Thank goodness for that, because it was horrible, to be honest. And should have been a miniseries, at least 3 to 4 episodes at least, to wrap it up. But they overdid it, and that show flopped so horribly. That's just my thoughts on that. So if you're a fan of Star Wars and thought the show was good, I'm not judging. It wasn't just perfect to me. It could have been 10 times better, but Kathleen Kennedy's messaging just ruined it for me. So, and if you liked it, I'm glad for you. If you didn't, I understand why you didn't like it. Because I'm in the same boat as all of you that didn't like it. If you liked it, I'm glad. With all that said, I'm not hating on the show, just being honest. It was a horrible show to me personally, and I'm glad it's not getting a season 2. So, with all that said, may God bless you all. Stay safe. If you're new to this channel and want to sub, please do so. And thank you all again for the support. And I will see you on the next one.